So our first stretch for this stretch break, all of these are going to be a little bit more dynamic. Last week we kind of held a lot of stretches. This week we've got 45 seconds to move through the stretch movement and then kind of 15 seconds, and then I'll go over the next one. Your first one is a wide stance, like 3-point reach. So I want you to step your feet out wide, toes pointed forward. The 3 points that you're going to reach at, you're going to push your hips back so you go into flat back, and you're going to reach in front of you, down to the ground, and then behind you. So really push those hips back as you reach behind you. And we're going to do that for 45 seconds, okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. So kind of push the hips back, reach forward, push the hips back, reach to the ground, and then push the hips back, reach behind you. And then just keep that sequence going, keeping those legs as straight as possible, pushing those hips back, feeling that stretch in those hamstrings. Keep your shoulders back, your sight forward. Breathe through it, don't hold your breath. You got about 15 seconds left, and then we'll get into our next one. Finish where you're at, last 3, 2, 1. Our next one's a dynamic squat stretch. So your feet are going to be right about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider, and you're going to lower down into a squat, and then hands come down and straighten out, and then get deeper, and then stand all the way up, okay? And begin. So we squat, hands down, straighten the legs, and then get as deep as you can in your squat, and then stand up. Go at your own pace. A squat, a leg straight, and then an even deeper squat, and then stand up. Good. Five seconds left. I'm gonna hold my deep squat here, and time is up. Next one is a lunge and reach. You're gonna lunge behind you and then reach to the side of the body that the leg is forward, and then step forward and then alternate legs for me, okay? 3, 2, 1, lunge back and then reach to that front leg side. Use both of those arms. Take your time. Drop down into that lunge first. Make sure you're stable, steady, you're not gonna tip. And then reach for me. You guys are all on mute, so I know that snap, crackle, pop is coming from my body, so that's alarming. Good job. Ten seconds left. Try to even out if you've been counting, like I know some of us do instinctively. Lunge the same side each side. 3, 2, 1. All right, our next one is a crab shoulder stretch. So your palms are gonna face your lower body. You're gonna sink those heels, or that glute to your heels, and then come and sit down. This is all you're doing. Timer started. Bring those glutes to the heels. Feel that stretch in those shoulders, and then sit yourself back. Hold that position for a little bit. Your glutes aren't on the ground though, they're just going to those heels. Hold your body there, that's what really stretches out the chest, our shoulders. Ten seconds left, we stay on the ground for our next one, so stay down here. 3, 2, 1, good. Next up is cat-cow. So you're gonna be on all fours. Inhale is when you look up and you kind of sink that lower back. Exhale is when you kind of look down for that cat. On all fours. Here we go, time starts. Inhale as you look up. Exhale, round that back, tuck the chin in. Go at your own pace, your own breathing sequence. Job, 15 seconds left. Three, two, one. Bring it on up. Our next one, we're gonna do a low side to side, kind of transitioning that body. So you're gonna be in a kind of a wide sumo, and you're gonna lunge yourself to one side and then the other. So notice my leg's straight and then it's bent. Timer started, let's go. Make contact with the ground once you shift that weight from side to side. You choose to hold it as long as you want. If you want to get to that position and then kind of bring that heel up and just sit, you totally can. It's your stretch, your movement break. More snap, crackle, and pop in here. I'm not eating Rice Krispies. Sounds pretty good though. Job, less than 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Next up, we have a dynamic frog stretch. You're gonna be on your knees. Knees are wide apart. Point your toes out to the sides. Hands come forward. Sit back on those heels and then get right back into it. It's like a wide child's pose, okay? Time started, let's go. Knees wide, toes pointed out. Sit back and then bring yourself back to all fours. Keep those toes pointed out laterally. Job, 20 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Bring it on up. Our next one is going to be a knee drive into a single leg RDL, alternating legs. So bring that knee up and then send that leg straight back. So you have a nice solid line, and then come back up, and then other knee comes up and then it goes back. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Take your time. Really bring that knee up to the chest. Get that stretch. If you want to hold your knee, if you want to pull it into your chest, you totally can. "15 seconds left. You guys just have 2 more left, and then we are done. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, your next one. You're gonna kind of pat your back behind you, and then arms come to the front, and then you pull, and then bring it right back. So pat your back, really reach, and then pull. And begin. Reach as far down your back as you can to pat it, and then let them fall forward. Clasp those fingers and pull. You hold each position as long as you want. This is dynamic, so don't hold it too long though. Keep moving. Our last one's gonna be to back down on the ground on our knees. We're gonna work on our wrists if you've been sitting and typing for too long today. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, down on the knees. We're gonna do some wrist mobility. So I want your palms down to start, and I'll let you know when we switch, but you're just gonna lean back on those heels, keeping those palms down. We're gonna switch them to up, and then we're gonna switch them to out, okay? All right, palms down, push yourself away, kind of like you did with that frog stretch. But our knees just aren't out as wide, our toes aren't out laterally. 3, 2, 1. Palms facing up, same thing. Make contact with the ground with those hands, push them into the ground. Stretching out those forearms. 3, 2, 1. Palms facing down and out to the sides. Last 3, 2, 1. That is it. That was our dynamic stretch. This is a really good one, honestly, to do when you're warming up for a workout. You can even do it as like a kind of a cool down stretch too as well, especially if you're gonna go running or anything full body or just something to break up your day. This is a really good one. I'm honestly sweating. I didn't know if I wanted to admit that because if I'm the only one, that's embarrassing.